In this video, I'm going to show you how to change the power steering fluid on a 2005 Honda Accord. I'm also going to be in the process of changing out the reservoir bottle. As you can see, it has gone through. Basically, there's a hole right there on the side. The bottle came off and it started rubbing up against the idler pulley here, right here, the tensioner, and basically bled right through. As you can see, there's oil all over the place. I've got to deal with that. So if you were just going to go ahead and do a simple oil change without having to change out the bottle, you would remove the cap, you would suck out the fluid. You could use a siphon, you could use a syringe, you could use a reverse pump, you can do whatever. I would personally prefer to remove the bottle anyways and clean it out, because you're changing out the fluid. You might as well clean out the bottle. If you're anything like my car with 180 some thousand miles on it, your bottle's going to need a lot of cleaning. So might as well clean what you can get your hands on. Make sure you put something underneath the car to protect the surface that you're going to be working on. I'm going to have to also slide a small oil pan underneath here, so none of this stuff falls onto the belts down below. So I'm going to have to be careful making sure I don't get any oil, but I will be removing both of the hoses, whether I would have had to replace the bottle or not. So I'm going to go ahead and do the first step. I may end up removing the hose from up here and undoing the upper hose only for the first time. So I'll do that. This way this whole bottle comes out, and then I can take care of it. Make sure when you do remove the bottom hose, the upper hose down below there, you're going to get oil. I'm not going to get any oil coming out because it's already drained. But be careful. Make sure you remove the hose and put your finger on it, and then you can pull this whole thing up once you've already removed this hose up above. Just wanted to show you quickly. I removed the hose from there, brought it out from underneath here. Make sure you've got a rag underneath to make sure none of the oil goes into your alternator. It just drips for a few seconds. I'm going to be pulling this through this opening right here. I'm going to now tilt the bottle while it's in here backwards. Unplug the upper of the two hoses down here. And you could do the same and put your finger on the end of this outlet so that none of the oil falls out, and you should have your bottle out. Okay, so I've got my pipes attached. I went ahead and used a pipe on the upper here, plug the end with, you can plug the end with anything you want. I'm going to go ahead and stick this back in and then connect the upper pipe. Once I'm done that, then I'm going to be ready to start changing the oil. As you can see, what I did is I did a long socket, the smallest that I had. I stuck it into the pipe in here, This is the pipe that's going to be pumping the fluid back into the bottle. Basically, the pump sucks the oil through here, pumps it back in through here. There's a filter media that you can see on the inside, which separates the bottom and the upper hole. You can see the upper hole, but you cannot see the bottom hole. So that filter medium basically allows the oil to filter up before it goes down. So it's going to come into the bottle from here, which is the reason why it's going to go into the bottle here. We're going to fill this bottle up to the top, and before we begin our oil change, and I'll get to some of the rules or steps that should be taken when we start doing it. So let me get this bottle back in its position, get it hooked up back in here, and then we'll be ready to take the next step. Okay, so here I have the oil changed. As you can see, the fluid in there is dirty. Again, I went through 6 of these 12-ounce bottles. Definitely not enough for the job. The basic setup, again, like I had said before, was I kept my refill bottle up, the waste bottle at top, connected the hose to the upper line, but then I would start the car once I had refilled the reservoir bottle, but that we could only let the car run for like 5 to 8 seconds, and so I was not able to make a video while I was doing that. So I did not want the pump to run dry because that would, allow air to be entrained into the rest of the steering components. So my next bet is going to be to get a larger bottle like this of power steering fluid, or simply get an empty bottle, fill in with power steering fluid specifically made for Honda. There you go, specifically made for Honda. And then from there, I would let the car run for at least a minute or so while it's sucking out fluid out of the clean bottle, which I will know will not run out right away. And then this way it allows enough time for me to steer the steering right to left, and allowing that area of the system to be cleaned up as well, allowing the oil in that area to be pumped out. So I guess I'll have to do a take two of this video and show you that part of it. But for the next 10-15,000 miles, I think I'm just gonna be happy with this much, and then we'll go from there. Sorry, this was not a complete video, but I hope it was at least helpful in terms of how to set up this job. And if you've got any questions, let me know, and I'll be sure to post a link of my second part once I do get around to it. Thank you for watching.